Hello everyone and welcome back to PianoSecrets. In this video I'm going to teach you how to practice Chopin Etude Opus 10, number 3 and E major. E major is like this. And based on this scale with 4 sharps, Chopin is gonna start making up melodies from that. So if you try to find out what the melody follows, you'll find out right away that you have a B to an E. So it's the first 2 notes. The only thing is they are flipped. And then he goes and takes on this one. All of this, E major, 4th degree, and see how it releases from the 3rd back to this. So the whole etude is outlining always E major scale, always. It's true that you could do every time the line goes up a little bit more color. So if you go to F sharp, more color, going up, more color, release now. Now, as far as the harmony, I think it's pretty basic that he took the 1 chord and the 5th chord to make this up. So the 1 chord is E major, like this, and if you flip it, you get this. So that we're gonna call it the 1 chord, and he did pick this voicing rather than this. He just dropped it down, okay? And also sometimes he used the 5th chord, which will be, let's say if we count the degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be the B. And from B, we could pilot thirds, and we get this chord. Now, if you bring the B below, and then you bring that A below, you get this chord, B7. So we have E major now to B7, E major again, back to E. The same here, and back to E major. So you could summarize almost the first 2 lines by going back and forth between the 2 chords. Now I'll show you what he did. So he split those notes and started doing this different rhythm on the left hand with the accent on the B instead, which makes it syncopation. So the beat, instead of being on that one, is on that one a little bit. And because he wrote syncopated rhythm there, it's important that, I know some people like to do a lot of ralentandos, but I will keep it on the tempo, because otherwise the syncopation loses its purpose. It's supposed to be right on. And now, if we take away the melody for now and play the background, you can see that he managed to do a background that is beautiful. Back to E. So the 2 chords are right there. And then what is left to do is adding up the beautiful melody on the top. And that's where the name comes from etude. So many etudes are based on speed. This is just to usually this melody is on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th finger. So you need to play that background piano and then bring out those melodies. As far as the background, notice that the B7 is always more tension. So that means we're going to go towards the B7 to create tension. And you can see here because it starts piano, then goes to the B7, we get to the tension, and we release to E major. Tension again, B7 here. It creates a suspension, and back to this. Okay, next melody we play a little bit, so it stays on the same. A little bit faster, and then it goes back. Now the second part of this, when it does, notice that it has an A major chord now. E major to A major. So A major comes from right there. So they are related, see? Also the fourth chord, he's putting it on later, so A major, stays in A major, plus the F sharp, B major, this will be like this chord, G sharp major, and back to B7. Because he brings one part of the chord up, usually every other note, so this puts it here and keeps this here, and then back there. So then what is left for us to do is just play more musical, try to be aware of the B7, and always Chopin very basic principle that when you go higher you should increase a little bit the volume, but it also matches the harmony. The B7 creates more tension, so that's why also we should increase it. Maybe what I do is play a little bit those two lines, increase the volume, release, back to the B7, release again. We start piano. You could get faster here, and we retain a little bit the tempo and we go back. So it's all the same again, playing with those two chords for the most part. Sometimes it's true that it might change a little bit, but I think it will play first chord E major, B7, sometimes A major, and some suspensions with that. Know that if you have B major like this, you can suspend it by raising the third. So that's why you have this sometimes. Also this, that's a suspension with a B. I prefer to leave those a little bit unsaid because they're more difficult to understand it if you are new to the piano. Now let's go to the second part of the etude and I'll show you what it is. Etc. So he's playing here with the same scale again. Then you can see that you have it. What he does is double up those two notes. The difficulty is trying to play the top a little bit more than the note below to make it sing. And then here she creates a little background. And in this case it's releasing to B major. See? So he kind of starts on that and release, and there is a middle section. We get here. Now you have to think this is almost like a C sharp 7, C sharp minor 7, and this is think the only thing you have to do is that you play down, up, down, up. It's not difficult, and it will be that chord. Let's go to the third part, which we have diminished chords, and many people get scared when they see them, but they're fairly simple if you think a little bit about it. So what we have is this. So we have. So you have to think that it's just a diminished chord, and what it does is create tension. So we have this chord. If you have a tone and a half always, this is a half step, a tone, and then a half step. So you see the sequence, and what he did is bring these two notes below, and then do chromatic scale. Then he jumps, chromatic scale. Okay, so first chord he grabs, because sometimes you get to the top here and you forget what's next. So that's this. So each one, it all diminishes, going down. Now I'm gonna show you. So first one, we flip it, we flip it. It's true that the left hand does chromatic, and the right hand skips. Now when we go to the next chord, this way you don't get lost, you drop them. Now if you play this one, you drop it to the next one. So this one gets extended even more and resolves again on B7. Okay, so to remember this, always think that the first group is this, second group this, third group is this, and then that you always go down, up, down, up, down, up. The left hand always chromatic scale, down, up. The up allows you to go to the next note each time. And there is the last part that it seems to be like it's not so related to the etude, but because from now on we're playing in twos, 1, 2, like this, so it's gonna make more sense. So let's go to the fourth part, and what you need to relate this is the same diminished chord that we'll have at the beginning. This time we'll open it. To open it, we'll bring the D on the top and the B. There you have it. And then that's the middle. Then that's the same flip. And it goes through all the several diminished. Difficult if you think it on groups, and whenever you feel as if this etude does give you tension, just remember it's every two notes. So first one, down, up, down, up, down, up, then up, and it could be studied with rhythms. So fast, slow, fast. Or the opposite. But it's not necessary, I don't think, to do all those rhythms. As long as you, I think if you practice slowly and gradually for this, I think it'll be enough. Because it's true that when you try to find the next chord, sometimes you might get a little tense. So, see. That's all I would do in this. I'll down, up, down, up, down, up. And then you get this, you start getting the sequence, the pattern, and it's so I'm not sure why he put this, but I could say that it's the same feeling from those diminished chords that we did. Just remember those chords, and then he goes back to this open. So I think he was a virtuoso, and he wanted to play with diminished chords in this part, and then coming back at the end to this. So back to soft again. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Thank you very much.